Alright, the next thing we're going to learn about is this magic little plus button up here on the right hand side. This is a button that we use to add assignments. This is a button that we use to add grading categories. This is a button that we use to add emails, one of my favorite things in the world to do. And this is a button that we use to add observations, where you can actually log an observation of something you observed about a student, and it'll be saved for posterity in PowerTeacher, so that you can, PowerTeacher, which is of course part of PowerSchool, so that you can go back and have a record of things that you wanted to remember about a particular student. So let's start off here by pressing that button, and what do we see? The first option we have is an assignment. That's for when you want to take and add a new assignment to a class. And you get a lot of choices here to put in for it. First off, you can take and select what classes you want it to go for. After you select the classes you want to go for, you need to give your assignment a name. We're in swimming, so let's call it a backstroke. Select your assignment category, and we're going to have them do that backstroke at home. I'm sure that'll be a challenge for them. You select your due date of when it's due. Do you want it to be points, percent, a letter grade, or collected only, where you're marking it that it was turned in but it doesn't actually count for a grade? And what points do you want? Now these options you can have set up to where it automatically defaults to that through your grading categories, so that when you do a homework assignment, it automatically defaults itself 2 points or 2% or something of that nature, and the number of points given goes as well. And finally, do you want this assignment to count for the final grade? I said finally, but we do have a description here as well, where you can give instructions to the students on what is expected in order to earn that grade. Now, you notice you've got 4 more tabs up here. The next tab, let's go back to the plus score and plus weight, or extra points and extra weight. So extra points would be, do you want to take and automatically give the kids, say, an extra 10 points? Everybody did great, they worked hard, so you're going to be a nice happy teacher and say everybody gets 10 points, everybody gets a car, yay! And then plus weight would mean, do you want to add weight to this assignment so that it weighs more than other assignments do? But we're going to remove both of those, and we're going to go up here to the Students tab, where in the Students tab you can actually select what students you want the assignment to go to. Now, in my mind, it should apply to all students, and it appears that for this class it actually defaulted to all students. You can go from there to the Standards tab, and you can select which of the standards this applies to. I don't know, I hope that this isn't going to be required of us, but should it be required, you can select which of your state standards are going to be worked there. And then finally, when do you want it to be published? Do you want it to be published immediately, on a specific date, or a certain number of days before it's due, and so on. You can click Save or Save and Close from here, and that's all there is to adding an assignment. Now I'm going to X out of this without saving it, discarding my changes, and now I want to look at categories. For a category section, we're going to click on it and add a new category. If you remember, that's things like homework, tests, things of that nature. You can input your category name, and we're going to call our category, I don't know, nightlife, that thing that none of us get to have. And we're going to take and make it a nice dark gray for night. We're going to have it be active. You can put a description of your category there. You select what classes your category is going to actually apply to, and then you can go to your assignment defaults. Do you want to have a set weight for it defaulted in, like say 30%, which I believe would be a 0.3. So say if that's 30% of your grade, you put in a 0.3 here. How many points do you want it to default to? Do you want it to default in points, percent, grade scale, or collected only? When do you want it to publish? And do you want it to count towards your final grade? And then once again, View All just shows you all the categories that you have. Nothing real exciting there. But we're going to take and delete that one as well, because I don't think they want us to add nightlife to their cat training videos. And the last thing, or not, sorry, not the last thing, next to the last thing I want to show you is the email option. Now this is my favorite thing, but currently it's not in our system. I'm 99% confident that the county or city will be adding the email option to us, because this is an absolute godsend. So we can take and click on here, and it's going to take a minute while it calculates all the emails it has to go. It's still thinking. It's still thinking. There we go. You can say, well, what classes do you want? I want it to go to dogs training and swimming. And from there, you can take and say, do you want to go to all those students? Yes. Do you want it to go to just certain students in that class or guardians? Yes. And you can determine exactly who is going to get the email. From here, what do you want it to say? You put in your subject, and then you type in your message. You can have it default to give you a carbon copy of it so that you have it sent to your emails for your personal records, and from there you send the email, and it emails out to all the students that you selected. You can do a whole class at one time, or you can do those individual sweet little angels that chose not to do their homework last night. Hate it. All right. Last thing I want to show you is something that we have set up, and I'm going to our PowerSchool right now, and under our PowerSchool category we have something called observation, and this is something really cool. In the observation, you can take and select a student, and I'm not going to do that because I don't want my student names to pop up and have to blur them out. You can select where the observation was, dates and times, what kind of observation. Then you can put in some descriptive notes about that observation. What did you see little Johnny doing? And with that, it gets saved in PowerSchool. That allows you to go back and see it. That allows the principals, I would assume, to go back and see it. So there's a record of observations that have been recorded in the class, and you can have positive, you can have, well, maybe I need to make note of this thing so when I have that parent conference I have a record of what actually happened here. It's a great little quick way that you can add an observation to a particular student and have it saved so you remember to go back and deal with it later. That is it for the Plus tab. I'm looking forward to seeing some great things with this new system. It really seems to be a bang-up program, and I think we're going to be able to do great with it. Let me know if you have any questions.